Hopefully this is going to be a quick rehousing of my Hapalopus species Colombia large, or the pumpkin patch. This is a follow-up to the one I just did on the breeding boxes, because I'm going to use one of the new breeding boxes for this one. She's been in this container here, which is a sterilite, I believe, since she was about an inch long. She's probably close to 2.5 inches or so now. Hopefully I'll be able to get a measurement when I get her out of here. The species is pretty quick, pretty flighty, so this should be an adventure. So first off, I'm going to try to move some of this stuff without her escaping. Oh wow. You want to put the light on for a second and get a shot of her, because she's out in the open, but there's so much webbing. She's probably closer to 3 inches, which is great. I've had these guys, I got them, I believe, I'm going to have to double check the date. I'm horrible with days. I think it was about 2.5 years ago. They were like 1/4 inch slings or so. Raised them up. One of them ended up being a mature male. He died a year ago. He matured out and was dead fairly quickly. And then the other two were females. This one's the bigger of the two. So let me see if I can't get the... And as per Casey Peter was pointing out the blow method and how he does it, I put holes in the top of this. I'm going to give it a try. Again, I don't want this thing going bananas, but after I said that I have a hard time blowing into the things because they shoot back up at me, he explained that he put holes inside the actual cap so he could blow down and the thing couldn't come back up and get it in the face. So see how this works. Come on. Of course, she doesn't want to go up. They always usually want to go up. There we go. That's in. Here we go. Yeah, we're great, Casey. Thanks. Apparently, I'm not an expert at the blowing yet. Oh, yeah, and now we're just going to let her rest for a second because now she's all jacked up. See, this is the only reason I don't like blowing. I'm going to throw this out there. These guys are covered with hair, and that's a huge sense organ for them. And traditionally, when you blow on tees, they do not like it at all, so I'm afraid they're going to go nuts. I like to keep them nice and calm, but obviously that was a lot quicker than poking it with a brush, so let's see if we can get her out of here without... No, she's going to want to bolt. This one escapes, I'm blaming Casey. Okay, so let me see if I can point her in the direction of that cork bark. I personally love the species. There was just a thread on Arachnoboards where somebody was complaining that they find it boring. But he only had slings. I find most slings to be pretty much exactly the same. They either eat and grow and burrow and don't do a heck of a lot, but I do find the species to be pretty cool. I love the webbing. I do see mine quite a bit. I guess some people don't see theirs a lot, so I could see that being an issue, but again, it's kind of like fossorial species that you don't see very often, but their coloration is amazing, and they're one of the few species of tarantulas that actually have their adult coloration before they get to a certain point. Like even as little 1/4 inch slings, they look like little grown-ups. And there's another one out there, I don't know what it's the name for it, the scientific name, but it's called a lemon patch. And it's yellowish. I want one of those. All right, let's get this ready. Oh, okay. If you want to get a little zoom on him, her. It's Hapalopus species Colombia with an O. Actually, I did a care sheet on these, and somebody was nice enough to point out that I had used the U, which is obviously not correct, and I don't know what I was thinking that day. But hopefully what'll happen, and I'll do an update on this, I'm hoping she starts webbing the heck out of this enclosure, because that's one of the coolest parts about these guys. They are prolific webbers. And a note about the substrate. As slings, I would definitely keep these guys moist. I've heard of a lot of people having problems with molts when they dry out. As adults, I'm not quite as careful with it, but you can't really see here. The top is dry. The bottom is moist in this, so I will keep the bottom levels moist. I haven't had any problems with the adults that way. I don't go nuts keeping it wet. Just slightly moist, pour down some water, let it settle so that it comes up and has a little extra humidity. And I will be blocking off some of these vents. Did you get a good shot of it?
Yeah, I did. I zoomed in.
That's nice, Cal. Cal's trying to get into another video. I'm going to tap right over. There we go. There's a nice close-up of her. There we go. And she's probably, this is one of these species that they get ridiculously fat and you think they're going to molt, and then they just get fatter and fatter and fatter. She just ate 2 days ago. I'll probably feed her again. So there she is. Great species. I'm hoping to breed this one eventually. I'll be looking for a mature male pretty soon because I absolutely love them. And just a unique one. And I will say this is one of the ones that when I show people that don't know much about tarantulas, they do find it kind of fascinating and think it's kind of a giant house spider. So there we go, pumpkin patch.